listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Akers-Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Babs Folk talking about how important volunteers are to the relief efforts, and Caitlin Fox-Thomas reporting on the Build Up Mississippi Act. And don't touch that dial because we have James Wilcox to share some things that you don't want to miss. You're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277, and the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. In USM campus news, Southern Miss freshman earns Congressional Silver Medal. You've heard that right. Molly Collins, a USM freshman, was recognized with the Congressional Award Program's Silver Medal. To earn the Congressional Silver Medal, you have to have completed more than 200 hours of voluntary public service, 100 hours of personal development, 100 hours of physical fitness, as well as meeting the requirements of the program's expedition category. One individual stated this to congratulate the student. Congratulations to Molly Collins on receiving the Congressional Silver Medal. She put in hours of hard work and dedication in order to earn this recognition, and I'm thankfully to play a small role in encouraging her to reach her goals with this prestigious award. Rachel Bell, an instructor for Southern Miss English program, stated this about Molly's achievement. I've had the pleasure of having Molly in both English 101 and 102, Composition 1 and Composition 2, and I've always been thoroughly impressed with the quality of her work and her diligence. Her contributions to class are always thoughtful. Working with her these last 2 semesters have been wonderful, and it's been an honor to play a small part in her journey and watch her grow as a student and citizen. In Hattiesburg news, 1 injured after truck and school bus collide on Highway 49. 1 person was injured after a truck and a school bus collided on Highway 49. The incident occurred on Monday morning on the highway near Industrial Park Drive. A Simpson County school bus and truck collided, which caused the driver of the truck to be entrapped in the vehicle. The school bus had 1 student on board, but the student and the school bus driver did not sustain any serious injuries. The truck driver has been taken to Maggie Hospital. In Mississippi news, shooter allegedly kills man, goes next door, and kills woman after being refused to hide him out. A suspect has allegedly killed a man before going next door and killing a woman after she refused to hide her out in her home. The crime happened on McDowell Circle around 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. The police stated that the suspect allegedly killed the first victim due to a disagreement. Afterward, the suspect went into another home to hide out, but the homeowner refused, which resulted in the shooter allegedly killing them as well. Jarvis Anderson, the current suspect, has been charged with double homicide, with him being denied bond during his initial appearance in court on Monday. Also in Mississippi news, tornado throws home 80 yards with people inside. Cleanup efforts are ongoing in Mississippi after destructive storm hits, which included a tornado in Tippah County. The storm destroyed 13 homes, 2 farms, and injured 3 people. Larry DeVore had his parents inside their home, which was picked up by the tornado and thrown 80 yards. The home is destroyed, and his parents and 1 other person were hurt. Larry DeVore had this to say about the event. He said he never realized how fast it happened, and he said it literally happened like a streak of light. The objective was to get my stepmother because she was pretty hurt. This is all just structure, and we'll build it back. And we'll keep on living life now that they're not in the casket. In national news, young bear rescued after 2 years stuck in 20-foot cage. He slept in his new bed for 7 days straight. A Syrian brown bear slept for 7 days straight after being rescued from a filthy cage where he was kept for entertainment purposes. The 4-year-old bear named Noah was stuck in a 15 by 20-foot pen for over 2 years with the door welded shut. The bear was bred in captivity and weighing around 220 pounds, with the bear kept outside next to a local restaurant. Noah the bear was freed on March 5th by workers from the International Animal Rescue and the Foundation for the Preservation of Wildlife and Cultural Assets. The bear, when freed, was led to a new enclosure with plenty of vegetation for bedding. The bear is now happily greeting his new life with the help of the several foundations aiding him. We'll be right back with sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers. We need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now on for your sports. Track and field banks eight victories at Joe Walker Invitational. Southern Miss Track and Field earned 8 event victories over the weekend at the Joe Walker Invitational in Oxford. Our Golden Eagles have fought hard during their individual events, which all totaled up to 8 wins. Congratulations, Eagles. Men's tennis falls to Troy in conference match. Unfortunately, our Golden Eagles came up short in Sun Belt Conference action on Saturday, falling 4-0 to Troy on Saturday. The Golden Eagles dropped the doubles point after setbacks on courts 1 and 3. It was a tight battle, but play was halted, which led to the match to be unfinished. Next time, Eagles. Softball clinches series win over ULM with doubleheader split. Southern Miss Softball secured a key conference series victory over ULM on Saturday, taking the opening game of the doubleheader before falling 12-7 in the finale. The Golden Eagles left the series with a 9-5 win in Saturday's opener, which marks their 3rd straight consecutive conference series win, the longest streak since 2016. Congratulations, Eagles. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now on for your weather. It looks like today is going to be a pretty nice day today here in Hattiesburg. We've got sunny skies with the highs in the lower 70s and the lows in the lower 40s. We're going to have clear skies tonight, so hopefully we'll be able to see some stars. It is currently 65 degrees with our humidity at 45% and our wind moving at 6 miles per hour. Up next, we have Babs Folk talking about how important volunteers are to the relief efforts.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. After Hurricane Katrina, the Red Cross served over 500,000 meals to those in need. Babs Falk discusses the agency's response and the importance of volunteers to the relief effort.
We have 6 emergency response vehicles in the state of Mississippi. We have 18 Red Cross chapters. The largest one has maybe 9 or 10 staff members. Ours here has 5 during Hurricane Katrina. We only had 4. And so even with a lot of volunteers, it takes a while to get things in place. We feel like we were incredibly quick in responding. We are an organization that depends on volunteers, and they have to come from other areas because so many of our people here were trying to get out of their houses and take care of their own. But we had volunteers from as far away as California and Washington in our parking lot here to help. One of the things that was amazing to me, we had volunteers who came and worked here and never told us their homes were destroyed. They came and worked 16, 20, 24 hours a day and never said a word about the fact that they didn't have a house to go home to.
Bill Ellison hosts Voices of Our People World War II, a new podcast from Mississippi Moments, sponsored by the Mississippi Humanities Council. That's Voices of Our People World War II, wherever you get your podcasts.
That was Babs Falk. Coming up, we've got a special guest that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to James Wilcox. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Skylar.
I'm so glad to have you on to the show today, especially talking about something so interesting. But first and foremost, for anyone who doesn't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'd be more than happy to. And first off, thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate the annual opportunity to come and talk about the amazing things that are happening on campus.
Of course.
So my name is James Wilcox, as you mentioned, and I'm a professor of practice in the School of Management. And so I teach a lot of our core classes in entrepreneurship, but also some other classes in innovation as well.
Right. And what does that look like for your classes for entrepreneurship? Are your students like bringing in ideas about their own ideas for entrepreneurship, or how does that work?
So many of our students do bring in their ideas. There are a few students that I have in my classes right now that came in with existing businesses, existing customers, bringing in revenue. But many of them come in with just an interest in the concept, or kind of romanticized the idea of being their own boss. And they want to know what would come next. How do you ideate new thoughts? How do you solve problems for others? And so they come into the class at different stages of this process, and we meet them where they're at.
Yeah, that's really cool. But you actually mentioned about this entrepreneurship, and you're actually the director of the Center for Entrepreneurship. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. The Center for Entrepreneurship, in some form or format, has existed since 2005 on campus. Wow. So the year of Katrina. At the time, it was 100% outreach focused, and the name of the center was actually the Center for Economic Education. But over the years, we made it applied economics, which was how do you make money, how do you solve problems, and how do you handle your finances. And through that process, we found a lot of interest specifically in the area of entrepreneurship. So in 2009, we changed the name of the center to the Center for Economic and Entrepreneurship Education to really bring in more of that entrepreneurship piece. But it's been a journey for us as we've really tried to make sure that we're staying a few steps ahead of our students' needs. And so just a few years ago, we went through that last name change of just Center for Entrepreneurship. A lot of people on campus know us as the Hatchery, which is a space that we operate in Sienna Hall, and it's a space that's meant to facilitate community, to bring in mentors, to bring in students with ideas, to help with team formation, but to really help students take ideas from the back of a napkin to implementation.
Absolutely. Well, that's really cool, and being able to have these people come in from like different walks of life and different like backgrounds, and be able to present these ideas to you guys in this one easy, streamlined way just makes it sound so amazing. So, just in case for anyone who missed it, and just in case anyone who doesn't know, what exactly is the Center for Entrepreneurship?
We're a support network. We're part of the ecosystem of entrepreneurship and innovation here at Southern Miss, which is actually extremely robust. Many people don't know all the things that are happening on the Gulf Coast with blue technology and innovation. And we're part of this system that's meant to springboard student ideas. And even more so, anyone within our university community. So faculty, staff, as they have ideas and they're looking for a way to commercialize or bring those ideas to market, it's a space that is supportive financially. So we have pitch events that provide financing through mentorship as well. We have constant Coffee with an Entrepreneur events that we host, where we bring in people like Robert St. John or other tech entrepreneurs locally or from Silicon Valley to come in and tell their startup stories. But we want to plant those seeds of inspiration, and we want to support our students throughout that journey.
Absolutely. That's, I mean, I already said it before, but it's so amazing being able to have our students here be able to bring ideas that like initially might have just, like, as you said, stated just on a napkin and just someplace just in the back of their mind, someplace that they're not really dedicated to with actually pursuing it. But now we actually have a center that'll actually keep that thought in mind and actually push it forward and see what they can actually do about it.
That's right.
And you mentioned it being about the Golden Idea Pitch event.
That's right.
And that's the main event that's coming up. So can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So Golden Idea is one of our bookends. So in the fall semester and the spring semester, we have these annual events. The spring semester Golden Idea Pitch event is open to every student on campus who has an idea. Well, we're actually moving into our third and final round. So early in the semester, we opened it up to any student ideas. We had about 60 ideas that were submitted, and everything from tech ideas to wearables, better footwear, et cetera. Ideas come from everywhere. Physics majors, molecular biology majors that have ideas, they bring them to our space. And what's happening this week is the grand finale. So we've over the last couple months, we have distilled all of these great ideas down to the final 8. Now, a lot of the other ideas, we're going to support them regardless, but for the sake of the competition, this Friday is the grand finale. So in Siena Hall on Friday, April 11th, from 1 o'clock to 3:30, is the opportunity to really see what these student innovators are doing, the traction that they're establishing, and to see what comes next for them.
That's amazing. And you mentioned some of the ideas, like some of the concepts that are actually mentioned. But can you give us some examples of students' golden ideas that were like that made it to the final 8?
So we in the mix. There was, and this is fairly relevant when you think about the wildfires in California this year.
Of course.
One of the students, they saw a pain point specifically with the way that people were being evacuated in California, and took it upon themselves to design an app that would optimize the routes that it would recommend, and in real time it would recognize where fires were an issue, and it would optimize those evacuation routes, give those notifications, and to try to save lives. And so a lot of student ideas, they're focused on the pain points that they recognize daily as a student. And so it could be a better marketplace for students. Where there's a curation process of what's being sold. There's more security because you could only enroll because you have a usm.edu email address. And so trying to alleviate those things. But then you've got those ideas that are literally trying to save lives as well, and everything in between.
I mean, all of these events are just bringing in the excellence that we have within our students. And it's so amazing seeing that, like, being able to, like, especially help, like, the California wildfires. It's something that has been a drastic thing for quite some time now. And being able to actually, like, have an idea where you can, like, plan out these routes or be able to help our students with shopping or helping our students with, like, these different things is just amazing. But you mentioned it a little bit earlier that it sounds like all students are eligible to be a part of this event. Is that true?
That's right. So for any of our events, the center is in the heart of Siena Hall. It is part of the DNA of the College of Business, but it's our goal to make it part of the DNA of the university, because most of the ideas that come through our space, they're not coming from management and marketing. they're coming from computer science, from polymer science, from physics, because they're in the day-to-day working with materials and trying to solve problems that could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so it's always been open, but it's taken a little bit of time to build some of those inroads. But yes, Golden Idea, absolutely open to any student.
Yeah.
In the fall, we have kind of its sister event, the Hatchathon, which is a week-long hackathon where it attracts a lot of tech students to come in and problem solve for a week. And it's mind-blowing what these students, even freshmen in computer science, are doing. The apps that they develop, augmented reality, it's just crazy stuff that they're able to knock out in just 5 days and showcase. But yeah, all of our stuff, Coffee with an Entrepreneur, the pitch events that offer funding, all of it's available to any student on campus.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And you mentioned that the finals are coming up, and like with overall this like headspace that the students are in, with this being like a sort of competition, but also a place where you can like promote your ideas. Will there be like a final winner that gets picked out of those 8?
There will be. That's right. And it's not meant to be. It is a showcase, but it's so much more than just a showcase. So this is a step forward for all the ideas.
Right.
So regardless of if you're in the top 3 or just in those final 8, the process of pitching and practicing. Yeah, our hope is that at one point you're going to be face to face with an investor.
Yeah.
And this is preparing you. It's building confidence in these students for that day when it comes. But yes, we do have 3 cash prizes.
Okay.
So $2,500 is first place.
Yeah.
$1,500 for second place, and $1,000 for third place.
Wow. That's, I mean, being able to actually like have like a monetary prize for students to like push their idea to the next level. It's just so amazing. And I can talk about this all day, and I know that I could, but it's just amazing what you guys are doing. So can students attend the finals and find out who the winners are, or is this more of a private event?
No. And we hope that they do. We hope that they come. Our hope is that the community, beyond the university, as well as our faculty, staff, students, will come and support these students.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much just your presence matters to these students, because they interpret that as a belief in what they're doing. And that's powerful. So absolutely. Again, 1 o'clock, Sienna Hall this Friday. We hope that we have a lot of students that come and support our finalists.
That'll be amazing. And I know that any of our students that are listening, or any of our listeners in general, is this open to the public in general?
It is.
Awesome. That's amazing. So I'm sure even like the parents that are listening in, or the people that are wanting to come and support USM, or their students, it's just an amazing event that you can come and see this Friday.
That's absolutely right.
And that's awesome. When's the next time students can apply to be part of this event?
So specifically Golden Idea, it's spring specific, but again, we'll have the Hatchathon in the fall. But in addition to those, a thing that we learned very quickly was that we needed more on-ramps for student ideas.
Yeah.
That doing things just once a year, it's not enough, because students have ideas right now.
Yeah.
And they need an opportunity to pursue it right now. And so we have monthly pitch events as well. So we have an event called Checkpoint.
Okay.
And the next one, the applications are due this next Wednesday. So Wednesday of next week. And that allows them to pitch in the April event. But we do this basically every month, and it's an opportunity for students to pitch for $500 that they can apply to some kind of a market experiment. And our goal in this is to really force our students' hands, because inactivity is not an option. They've got to do something.
Yeah.
It's what we really define entrepreneurs from entrepreneurs.
Right.
The entrepreneurs, they got this idea, but they never do anything with it. But helping our students move forward, they give us an idea of how they would apply that $500 to determine, is it worth any more of my time or money? And students come up with all sorts of creative experiments that they can run to determine that people actually care about this. Yeah. They want to buy this. If I had this available tomorrow, it would be gone off the shelf.
Yeah.
But they pitch those experiments. The ones that are ready, we give them $500. But that's a monthly opportunity for students across campus too.
That's such a fascinating opportunity. And it's just so amazing that like what you and the Center for Entrepreneurship are providing to these students and to these people, because this is like a once in a lifetime chance that is just being offered like once a month. And that's amazing. I know that we're running out of time, but is there anything else you want to share with our listeners?
The best way to keep in touch with what's going on in the center is through our Instagram. And so USM Hatchery is our handle on Instagram. You can access the registration links for events. You can apply for our pitch competitions. You can connect with anybody on my team and schedule time for an idea consultation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities to engage with this growing community of entrepreneurs and innovators, and we welcome students to do exactly that.
That's absolutely amazing. So make sure to follow the Hatchery on Instagram.
That's it.
Right? That's awesome. So thank you so much, James Wilcox, for coming on today and providing a voice for our Eagles.
Thanks, Skylar.
Coming up, we've got Caitlin Fox Thomas reporting on the Build Up Mississippi Act. Check it out.
Planning on moving off campus anytime soon? Or just going to get groceries and gas? Well, on Thursday, March 27th, Governor Tate Reeves signed the Build Up Mississippi Act into law to eliminate income tax, lower the grocery tax, and raise the tax on gas prices. Students like junior Zachary Howell feel that this new law will keep them on campus rather than giving them the incentive to become a commuter.
This bill doesn't really help me to move out off of campus because if I'm paying more for gas, then even getting the groceries, like even if the tax is less, it's not really going to help me out very much. The cost is just not going to balance out enough for me to care.
Dr. Mehdi Barati, an economics professor here at USM, speaks positively about the bill.
I think more positively about it because as far as grocery sales or grocery taxes go, because 2% down would be a lot, especially for households. As far as the student goes, it depends how much they spend. My opinion is that most probably it offset, and after they graduate, hopefully it'll help.
The gas taxes will be implemented this summer, while the income tax and grocery tax will be lowered over the next few years. Kaylin Fox Thomas, SMTV.
Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to Seb Hodges, our audio engineer, and Meadow Smith, our video engineer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, Sam Romeo, and our program director, Adeline Fields, as well as our executive producer, Ore Ide, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. Don't forget to follow SM2 Media on social media. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. Stay golden, Eagles.